Fingerboard Friday. That is right, it is Friday today. I'm excited because it is Fingerboard Friday. And I have a pretty good video for you guys today. This is called a 2x4. And it is because it is 2x4. You are paying and kind of getting a 2x4, but it's actually a 1.5 by 3.5. You're being scammed, just so you all know. If you have a 2x4 laying around, take a ruler, take a tape measure. I don't really care what you use. Measure it, it'll be 1.5 by 3.5. Unless it's been sitting outside for like 5 years, then it kind of shrinks a little bit, but that's a whole other video right there. But what we are going to do with this is fingerboard on this, but we need to do quite a few things to this before we can do that. So kind of my idea is we have this 2x4, I mean 1.5, 3.5, and what we are going to do is have kind of a ledge facing down like this that you can do grinds across like that. And then we're going to have another one, another piece of 2x4 that will be flipped upright like this, and then we'll have like kind of a ledge up top and on the bottom. It'll make a lot more sense once I just get doing it, so let's get doing it. So right now I'm just seeing where we should make it. So like that's a pretty good feel if we make it kind of about that long. So let's maybe go about there. So for the most part, whatever saw you have is going to work for this. If you have power tools, that is even better. But even just a standard hand saw, even a hack saw could work. It'll take a long time, but you can cut wood with pretty much any saw that you have. So go ahead, cut the mic where you made it. So you can go ahead and cut your first piece, but something that I'm going to do with our piece here before we cut our second one is make a little bit of an angle on it. So then instead of just having a normal ledge, we're going to have kind of a ledge on an angle, which will allow for a lot more combinations. So we now have a line here, and then when we cut it, it'll look like that. And then we'll be able to have a nice ledge that'll be going up, allowing for a lot more stuff to be done. So now we need to cut our first piece and our second piece, so let's do that.
A few moments later.
So I have our piece cut out, but we still need to cut our other one, but I actually discovered a real-life duplication glitch. I'll show you. So all you need to do for this duplication glitch is just take your fingerboard, doesn't matter what you have, a tech deck will even work, place it on the piece you want to duplicate, and clap your hands and a piece will appear. It is pretty cool, watch this. And just like that, we have another piece. Boom. So both of my pieces are cut now. It'll go like this. And we are most of the way done. So we are lucky enough to have a table saw, and something you can do is you can lower the blade very low and then just take this little corner off. And this is going to allow our coping to sit very snug in there. We still need to glue it in place, and this is just some aluminum that I got at Canadian Tire. You can also get this at Home Depot. I just got mine at Canadian Tire because I live in Canada, and because Canadian Tire is like a kilometer closer than Home Depot, so you know. So I'm not going to glue our coping in place quite yet, because we need to glue this in place. And yes, I said glue, because we are going to be using hot glue to glue this together. I would normally use a nail gun, but I like to keep everything very simple because I don't know if you have a nail gun or not. I know quite a few people do, but quite a few people also do not. So if you have a nail gun, go ahead, just nail that in place right there. But if you do not have a nail gun, use a hot glue gun. Something I did want to say just before I glue this is if you just have a hand saw, just find a straight edge, figure something out, and you will be able to cut this pretty nice with a handsaw. And just like that, it is glued in place. That is even faster than a nail gun. And normally I would show cutting this on camera, but the funny thing is when we measured this, I was like, we should probably make like metal coping on it. And then I realized I still have a piece like this. And what I also did not realize is even though we didn't even measure this a specific length, look at this. This is like, we couldn't even have cut it more perfect. That is like the exact length we need. It is always very nice when that happens because it's like you don't feel like cutting it, but then it just cut itself. I'm just going to do a few things with this before we glue our coping on. And to glue the coping in, we're going to be using the best glue in the world, LePage Super Glue. Right there. Do you see it? LePage. And boom, like that. Coping is on and this is complete. So you know what time it is. It is fingerboard time. So that's the end of this video. We made this. It worked out pretty well, actually. It's a lot more fun than I was actually originally thinking. But I love how diverse this is for how simple it actually was to make. You get a ledge with coping. You also get like this going up. You can do manuals across it. You can do like stuff on here, then go on to here and do stuff off. You can do a lot of different combinations on this. So that's the end of today's video. I hope this was helpful if you want to build something very similar to this. And that's right, just a 2x4, that's all you need. You likely even have one laying around that you could use for this. So very simple DIY ledge. Somebody please sponsor me. DM me on Instagram. I will promote your product if you have a product. Sponsor me. Thanks for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed this one. Be sure to hit the subscribe button down there for our next Fingerboard Friday video. One video up there, and there's of course another one down there. Social media links are in the description. Instagram down there. DM me on there if you want. And I will see you in my next video.